button. There it is. Welcome to the Welcome to the Monday Night Men's Forum. I am Matt of FarmHopLife. There is no starting over. Tonight is episode 47. Total time suck. But first, we're going to go around and see who's with us. We got Christopher, SecureCoop.com, Jeremy, Do We Like Donuts, Grant, Homestead of Pain. And go ahead, Christopher, with your personal event, please.
Yeah, well, got my blood work back on testosterone, and the levels are like in the top 25% while I'm in. So that's good news. That means the medicine really worked. And the bad news is I just don't feel it. Like, okay, so when is it going to start, having an effect? And I was talking with somebody who is quite knowledgeable with this, and he said, let's give it a few more months because it's sort of like a rolling. It's like it needs momentum, so keep on doing that. Got a holster because in 3 more weeks Florida will start constitutional carry, and I want to start carrying. And so this is called an Enigma holster, and it's supposed to be like the creme de la creme. Like, it's got all kinds of adjustment points, and it's got its own belt, so it doesn't need a belt. It's got a leg strap, so you
can pull your dress up and get your.
Yeah, it's actually called a garter, and and so when the idea is that when you're pulling out, you don't want this whole thing to jerk up. This anchors it, so it keeps it from. And, yeah, and they say it's extremely comfortable. I haven't found that to be the case yet, but also have a lot more. There's like a ton of videos to watch and tweak this and tighten that and switch this up. And so I'll get.
So you're gonna like open carry or concealed carry?
That's concealed. Florida is not open carry at all, but it is. It would be concealed carry, and that's what I prefer because I just want that element of surprise.
Yeah, you're a target if you're open carry.
You got it. So
let somebody else be the open target. Who cares?
Yeah. So I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna start carrying. Except I can't carry into the office, but otherwise most everywhere.
Well, you can't carry into the office if they know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like it's cool.
If you knew who he worked for, they would care.
Yeah, they would care. They don't like it. There's no metal detectors at the door, so
right. So they only know if you get caught carrying.
Yeah, if I get caught, but
which would be like, hey, you needed it.
It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
And hey, when you go to use the bathroom, you leave your gun on the bathroom stall floor. Somebody sees it.
Right? Well, the campus there at the office is so secure, I don't feel like even want it. And so I'll be all right with it, So,
because nobody would ever want to do any harm to the institution which you work for, Christopher.
I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
We'll works for, but yeah.
We can talk about it after.
Yeah, we can talk about it after.
The Fed the whole time was Christopher.
What do you? I missed something.
I asked if he worked for the IRS.
I said the Fed the whole time was Christopher. Jeremy, go ahead.
Personal event. So so this week my son started getting involved with my TikTok and Instagram videos, which is kind of cool. So like, he's my cameraman now.
Yeah, that's cool.
For some videos, and I ended up I bought this DJI gimbal that's like a smart gimbal. Like it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it like auto balances and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like
levelizes.
Yeah, like it unlock it, but like it's got it'll hold your phone and it'll like track you and all that kind of stuff. But like you can track it pick a target, and so like it'll track me. He can hold it and it'll track me. Yeah, so he can lock it in on me. Cool. And so it's like a really good way for him to be able to be introduced into it and not have to be really, really good at it, because it's still going to track me. He just has to keep it in like the general direction and frame me up as best as he can, which we're still working on. But But
I was gonna say, can my 3-year-old use it?
I mean, maybe. But yeah,
He just starts walking away and goes inside to take a poop.
so that was pretty cool for him to get started with that. But then I ended up buying this microphone setup, and so it's got 2 mics. They just clip onto your shirt, but then it's got the receiver that plugs into the bottom of my phone. So it's just plugs that in right there.
It's pretty slick.
It is, but it's so like I can wear one, he can wear one, and so I think the ultimate goal is to get him like in some of the videos and like on camera as well, because that's like to see him light up like he did, just getting to record my videos and being the cameraman, like he loved it. So like every almost every afternoon last week we were outside, recording videos for TikTok and Instagram, and like he loved it. So
awesome.
So it was pretty cool. Like that was kind of a big moment.
Do you have any qualms about putting your kid's face on online, or you're just like, whatever, it's going to be out there eventually, kind of thing?
I used to. It's going to be out there eventually. And I mean, my face is out there. Like I mean, everybody's going to have a social. Not everybody. 99% of people are going to have social media accounts and put their faces out there. So,
yeah.
At this point, I don't really care anymore.
Well, shit. Even Guy Alaska, he doxed himself for a Give Send Go, so he can take donations and buy his family a couple of yaks for his property.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I'm gonna end up donating the end of this week, send him a couple bucks. So.
Yeah. Now I was hesitant about it to begin with, but like the thing is he's old enough now that I can ask him like, hey, do you want to do this? He's like, yeah, I want to do it. I'm not like putting it out there. Like I'm not a big fan of like putting your kids' faces all out there on TikTok before they can make their own opinion, even though not that he's old enough to make a really informed decision about that, but
sure.
But at least, like I could think like, what if my parents put my face all over the internet, went viral and all this kind of stuff when I was like 3 years old and had no idea. And it's like, well, hey, my stuff's all out over the internet now.
That's why I try not to make the kids the focus of anything that I do. Just like they're a part of it, but they're not the whole thing. Cause like, hey, cute kid, like, hey, cute kid. Like that's kind of what it feels like when people are posting pictures and stuff of their kids. It's just like, they're doing that angle, and sometimes it is like actually like kid related, so like it's gonna be hard to do it without having a kid in the blah 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 blah. Anyways,
the main focus point. Well, but there's you look at some of the I've seen some TikTok videos about the like people posting videos of their children out there doing not even provocative things, but just stuff but you get all these likes and these comments from all these guys, and it's like yeah, that's
no.
Ever start seeing that on my stuff, it's out. He's out, but I would keep a check on it. But yeah, I'm with you. Like he would never be the focus of any of it, but I think it would be good. He loves that kind of, he wants to be a YouTuber anyway. Like that's what he wants to do when he grows up. And I'm like, well, good luck, kid.
If YouTube even exists in like a couple of years, right? It's be something else. That's the big thing. It'd be like having a MySpace.
My cousin.
Yeah, but YouTube, Google's got it under like they're. MySpace was MySpace.
That,
Google
rivals.
That's
YouTube
true.
Is like somewhat like Rumble, and it may be Twitter.
Yeah, I think YouTube's around for the long haul.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Oh, we'll see. Time will tell. Like I hit like 3,500 subscribers on YouTube this week.
Hey, nice. Good for you, man.
Or something close to that. It was 33, 34, something like that. What's it at? Nope, 3,600. So yeah.
Nice. Grant.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really
okay.
Know anything.
All right, cool.
Probably good school.
my son had a birthday last week, and we went out of town, and we did like a little hike, and we saw like moose tracks in the mud, and so we were tracking the moose for a little bit, and like that was a fun little
Now is it
side adventure for him.
Moose or meese?
I kind of like meese.
Sorry, tangent. Go ahead.
And we got, after like the long day of travel to get back home, we had like one final gift for him, and it was a wheelbarrow. But he had to put it together, and so like I made him put it together with me. That was like an awesome like father-son, just like end of the day activity. That was really cool. And then last 2 days I've been moving
I saw
dirt.
your Twitter. He really. I saw
Yeah,
your Twitter
he was.
that he was like really getting into it. And I was thinking about my son, who just loves to build stuff with his hands. Like if your son is really getting into that, find those kinds of things where he can be building, putting things together.
Yeah, I'll have to do some more things like that.
Yeah.
Keep him busy.
Yeah.
But this weekend I was all about. Yes, I am. I was all about moving dirt and moving rocks this weekend. So
a new rock coming into play.
The big rock wall, that's done. Minus a couple of rocks, but we'll fill it in eventually. But man, like it feels really good to get that part done. We just got to get like the finished part between the rocks and the house done. Fill the dirt, plant trees, put in mulch, call it good. And it's the other thing. Rain catchment. We got to figure out rain catchment. Because all the gutters that we had installed drain to that side of the house. So we got to like have a catchment and then overflow to the other one and then another overflow. So
now when you say rain catchment, are you like capturing rainwater to use for gardening? Or are you just trying to divert it away from the house?
To like use and hold, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, that's my thing. And yeah, I am in a hotel room. Don't tell the internet that I'm not at home. So
You're
tells the entire internet
with us.
I forgot all my little bullet points on total time suck. Okay, so what did that mean to you guys when I said total time suck?
I picked up that like what drains all of your time. Where is I took it as what is a almost like what's a waste of time. Maybe that's not how you meant it.
That's half of it, but then it's all the other half is stuff that you have to do.
Yeah.
Like you cannot get out of doing it.
My work, my job.
School. I'm tired of it. I'm so sick of it.
Are you even close to being done?
Honestly, I think I'm like 80% done. I think the only thing I have left to do are like 4 core classes.
So you got like a semester left?
Yes, but I may end up extending it, so I'll learn irrigation and then small engine repair and a couple other stuff, and then full advanced floor design, and then full shop management, and then interior scaping. That would be it. Again,
you probably enjoy that.
Floor design, yeah. The teacher Arthur D. Ambrosio is amazing. Holy crap! I learned more from him. He's 78 years old, and he acts like he's 60. You wouldn't be able to tell, and you learn more just from his life experiences than my other teacher teaching. I mean, it's
Okay, Grant, so if you weren't at class and have to do schoolwork, what would you be doing?
I would be working, making money, just doing something so I can...
Yeah, but the point is, like, what is that something? So, like, would you just be, like, going to work? Would you be doing a hike? Would you, like, I don't know.
I would probably go find a job in the field I want to go in and then... find the one with the highest pay, work it for a year or two, move on to the next one until I can, and then at the same time simultaneously start all my stuff at home with some financial capital like Generous Farmer does on Twitter.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to start something when you literally have no money because you can't work because you're in school.
Hmm.
Yeah, this semester I'm in the summer semester now, and I'm taking 5 classes.
So I'll push back on that though. Is that when you're in school, typically you also have no responsibilities, so you have time.
Fair. That's fair. I do have time. I usually I gotta be there at 8, and it ends at like 3.
But then after that, you've got like, what do you have to do after that? Though, like you've got
come home. I do like to keep the house straight, and then feed. I gotta feed everything outside.
Aren't you side hustling like every waking hour? Like
when there's something in front of me to hustle, yes.
So where's all that going?
It pops up here and there.
This isn't like a grant like time audit. I'm just curious. Like
it's not consistent. It's just not consistent. It's like, somebody gives me, they'll give me some goats, and then I can turn around and sell them, or I'll have this or have that. But trying to manage time right now, while trying to get all my other crap in order that I have neglected, it is a time suck.
So you're on the gardening scale. Where do you put yourself on a 1 to 10?
What do you mean?
Like on efficiency? Like okay, so I guess a 1 to 10 is probably not a really fair scale. But like, are you successful at growing everything that you grow?
Yeah, I can't plant something that I hardly have anything die ever.
So what do you do with all the excess?
I throw it away. I mean, honestly, let's be real. Okay, so I didn't throw it.
Go ahead and boot him. He's out. He's done.
No. So I didn't actually start anything.
There's your side hustle. Sell it.
I could, but I didn't actually start my plants this year. I direct seeded, and then I direct seeded all my squash, and then I planted 120 tomatoes that came from school, and then I hustled the ones that were left. Ended up giving a lady 20. And then she ended up coming back with me on Friday and gave me 3 dozen fertilized turkey eggs. So I would have said that would maybe be my next hustle, is selling Thanksgiving turkeys if they hatch. And then we're going to be growing out mums. So I'm going to do up a mum sheet so I can, kind of send them to my mom's work and my dad's work, and they can make a mum order.
I'm sorry, that really caught me. All right, mums, because I thought about this last year when like mums started, popping up. I'm like, dang, I should start some mums from seed. Like I could sell these things.
No, you order plugs. Do you have a tax ID number?
Yeah, it's not in farming, but yeah.
It don't matter. You're in Alabama. Go to check out like Dixie Green or Bama Green. There, you should be able to buy a mum plug tray. I don't know if it's too late to get your order in, but check it out.
When do you plant mums?
In the next month or 2. And then we're going to be starting them in the greenhouse. No, we're not. We're going to be, actually, I think we're just going to start them on a mum pad, which is basically black cloth on top of gravel. And then they're spaced how they need to be spaced. And then they get a slow release fertilizer. And then you just water it. Don't let
When are they ready? Fall?
I would say October.
All right, I got
Yeah.
my side hustle. But see, I'm always looking for stuff like that.
Mums,
I don't have enough.
But to do poinsettias, you really need a greenhouse.
I'm not doing poinsettias.
Poinsettias is, if I'm not mistaken, the #1 agricultural crop in the United States.
Oh,
poinsettias?
Yeah, just the amount of them and how much is made off of them at Christmas is ridiculous.
Boo.
It's stupid,
boring.
I know, right?
That's boring.
I know.
All right, Jeremy, you made a little comment there, like I don't have enough to do. How many hours a week do you think you put into TikTok videos, like filming them, editing them, and then like publishing them? Because you got to like come with all these stupid like hashtags and all that crap.
Posting it actually doesn't take that long.
No, it's.
I guess.
If I was going to. So if I'm going to
yeah,
write,
but you got to find the right song, right?
I quit doing songs.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. And then you just dub it, but that takes time.
Oh yeah. So depends on how many videos I put out in a week, and it depends on what kind of videos I put out. So, like the videos that my son and I shot last week, it was me just talking to the camera, and then him kind of recording, getting some B-roll, me kind of splicing it all together. Like I can edit one of those together in like 30 minutes. If I'm doing a voiceover and splicing everything together, that's like a couple hours. And
yeah, because you got to know what to say, and then like you almost gotta.
So you gotta write the script, and I've learned write the script. It's always better if you write the script, or get Chat GPT to write the script for you. I've done that before. But you got to write the script, then you got to record the voiceover, and I just use this mic right here, record it to my phone. I've got a little adapter that plugs into my phone, and I do all the editing on my phone, which is bizarre to me that you can do all of that.
That's wild.
But it makes it easy because you can just publish it right there. Because those desktop applications, like they suck. Like Instagram sucks, TikTok desktop sucks, Twitter desktop sucks.
Everything's. Yeah, and I just use CapCut on my phone, and I edit all the videos together, and it works really, really well. So I would probably say I probably spend a good 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours, either recording, editing, publishing TikTok videos. There are some weeks that I don't do a whole lot at all, and in those weeks, and then responding to comments, researching ideas. So yeah, I mean, like I probably spend a good solid 8 to 12 hours a week on TikTok and Instagram, and that's a total time suck. Like it takes a lot of time, but my long-term goal is to eventually be full-time creator, and that's
on the way
in the future. That's years in the future, but like I want to get there. Because I want to do the homesteading, grow as much as our food as we can, let my wife continue to work.
Let her work. I'll let you stay at work, honey.
I'll let you stay. I don't know that she would want to stay home. She stayed home when my son was born for a year. She's like, I gotta get back to work.
It's still crazy.
Yeah, but like that's but we. So she would continue to work, and then I would do the homesteading. I would grow extra. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Yeah. What was that? A cat?
Yes.
Good.
Scared the crap out of me. But yeah, like grow enough food to be able to sell it at farmers markets. Do the whole social media thing, all that kind of stuff. Develop a merch line, all that kind of stuff.
Question: do you think that's gonna become oversaturated?
Social media,
the homestead, the homesteader niche. Oh,
selling vegetable produce at farmers markets.
I don't know. There's been a huge push. It does, I think, but there's been a huge push for people to start homesteading and gardening and growing their own food, and which is phenomenal. That's what I want to do, is encourage people to grow their own food, because that's the only way that we get ahead of the food crisis that's barreling down at us, is for people to grow as much of their own as they can. But there's still going to be people that don't grow their own, that can't grow their own, or don't grow enough to sell at a farmer's market. So it just depends on the market that you're in. Like our farmer's market here is 20 to 25 booths, and he doesn't allow any more than that. And he won't allow multiple people that are competing vendors.
I think that's stupid. I understand.
Well, he'll allow competing like to an extent, but like he doesn't want an oversaturation of people selling tomatoes.
Sure.
Yeah. He's got a very good variety of vendors, farmers, but yeah. So total time suck is social media for me. That's where I spend.
Gotcha.
Outside of my normal job, that's where I spend the majority of my time. And trying to garden.
And when you say social media,
trying
you
to
business
garden.
or pleasure?
Both, but more business.
Yeah.
That's been on my mind recently, though, is at what point do you have to stop? Because I know for the past several months, I haven't opened it, TikTok, Instagram, looked at anything. And then I opened it back up one day, and I was stuck on it for 2 hours. I was saving stuff, writing stuff down. I'm like, at what point does it become a hindrance to not be on it? Like Instagram, there's just stuff you can, more stuff can forward your self-sufficiency and your self-sustaining cycle, to be able to grow and feed your own livestock with nutrient-dense, protein-dense trees and stuff for your chickens and your cows and stuff. But at what point do you got to cut it off? At what point is it too much?
I don't know that there's a good answer to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be individual.
And on top of that, it's like, at what point can you open it and then not see something that you don't know or that will help you? That'll then
learned
keep you
so much. That's the thing is,
it's great.
Yeah, I'm always learning stuff. Like when I'm just like scrolling TikTok lately, I've been into like I'm dismissing electroculture for now. That weird corner of
I don't have time to get into that.
I want to start.
I think there's something to it, but I gotta. No.
Yeah.
I'll stick with.
There's not enough right now.
But like that's one of those things. Like, okay, for me to put that in my garden would take a few hours max.
Sure.
But how many hours would it take for you to understand it and actually know what you're being told is the right one, and it's not coming from somebody who doesn't understand it themselves?
All you do
a lot of people just twist a bunch of copper together and like shove it in the ground, but a lot of people that have like done the research say like you need like a full on like grid in your garden to get this or that and blah
I have
blah.
too
Anyways,
many raised beds for that.
My latest interest is getting free energy out of the earth using copper pipe and the zinc bolt.
Zinc, yeah, bolts. Yeah, I saw those videos.
Yeah. Dude, I think I gotta try it. So like each one, you gotta wire it in series parallel, so you can get up to your 12 volts and then build out your amps. Man, I want to try it. I'm gonna send a video to Christopher so he can try it because he's already running off 12 volts, and so it'd be easier for him to try it, and then I could do it and then get an inverter.
Send it over.
The Earth is a battery. Anyways,
my bet is that you're not going to get a lot of power out of it.
No, you won't.
Well, that's why you'd have to build it big so you get the amps.
You'd have to build it really big. I'm just guessing, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Or else they would have people been doing it by now.
Well, Tesla, but
they killed him. Anyways, Christopher, how many hours a week are you fatigued?
Less than I used to be. Let's see.
When are they going to start prescribing you steroids?
Yeah. Well, the next step is testosterone shots, but I don't think I may not even have to do that because my numbers are so good now. Anyway, to answer your question, it's probably good 10%, 25% a ditch depending on the day. My butt's just dragging. Like today it was like 4 hours. I got me a good long nap. But this morning, but this morning we did some cool things. We're getting close on the compost toilet. The air conditioner is fixed, and I did more secure coop debugging. So it's kind of rolling along. I noticed that as I get less fatigued, and that's been gradual, that I spend less time wasting on like social media. Man, I used to be so bad about that. In fact, when you brought me on my interview and you said, you remember, you might know this guy from MeWe with the memes. I was like, oh crap, I'm known for the memes. That's so that's a signal that I'm spending too much time on socials. But as I get like feeling better, the other things become more interesting and not so quick to procrastinate on. But it just depends on the week. It's like 5 to 10 to 15 to 25% of the week is dragging my buttocks. But
so what else is? So you'd say that the fatigue is obviously your biggest time suck outside of work.
Yeah. And so when I'm sitting there, I'm just scrolling on the phone, wasting time. It's no good. So, but when I can get up and get moving, then it's just not as interesting. Those time sucks. The social media. So,
yeah.
Just
Man, I'm jealous of you guys that are able to work at home, because I got 10, maybe 12 hours a week that I'm driving for work.
Oh,
like
that's rough.
It sucks.
That's a lot,
dude.
That's a lot of driving.
Well, and I used to work, and I drove 45 minutes one way, so hour and a half a day. So not quite as much as you, but close.
Well, it depends on the day. It's right around that 45 to 60-minute mark. So depends on how you hit traffic.
I've got to drive into Jacksonville, but it's only once a week, and it's an hour and a half. But that's when I put it in the audiobook or podcast or something,
Yeah, I'm pretty tired of the podcast right now. I'm like fatigued. Like I need to get like an Audible subscription or something like that and just start listening to books.
Yeah, books, because podcasts can only go so far. Like they tend to revisit the same topics, and then they only get you at a certain level. They don't go in depth like you get with a book.
Unless you're listening to like Joe Rogan or something.
Even then, I'm like
it's still the same.
He's my last resort. If the guest does more talking than Rogan, then I'll listen to it. But and it depends. Like his latest one where he talks like the Bert Kreischer with the Machine movie. That one was pretty good. But for then the one before that, I was listening to this guy about bats or something. I don't know. That was pretty cool. But I've heard Rogan say all the same stuff before. Nothing's original. So
yeah. You ever listen?
He could just be like Joe Rogan bot or whatever, and just not even. He doesn't even have to sit there.
He knows how to interview. That's his whole thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Unless the interviewer doesn't know how to talk, and then he talks too much.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to Revisionist History?
Nope.
Check it out.
Oh well.
It's interesting. I'll put it in the. I spelled that right. But it's basically looking back at history and looking at alternate thoughts about why things. This is what you were told by this, and it's kind of let's kind of dissect it a little bit and look into it from a different angle.
I bet that is
wider. Instead of having a narrow focus, let's see the whole thing. I gotcha. That's cool.
What's the news anchor that claimed he was in one of the Blackhawks that was shot down?
Tucker Carlson.
No.
I don't know.
It's been years ago. I mean, but
Dan Crenshaw.
I can't remember. I don't think that was him, but he claimed that he was shot down in one of the the Black Hawk helicopters, and he wasn't. And then he ended up getting fired. I think he was fired because of it, because it was he had lied about it. So this guy, Malcolm Gladwell, I think is his name. He's the guy that does revisionist history, but he says,
okay, I've heard that name.
But let's look at it from the perspective of, and there's a name for it. Basically, you tell when he's told this story over and over and over again, he's recounted the story, not him being in it, but eventually he begins to believe that he was in the story. Yeah. So it wasn't him lying necessarily, but just he started to believe it, how the memory works. And so stuff like that. It's very interesting. If you're looking for another podcast.
What made me think about this? No, I appreciate that. I didn't know Malcolm Gladwell did that. I heard good things about his stuff, his books and whatever. What made me think about this topic is I don't remember the last time I got to just go to the shed and just do a woodworking project. Every weekend has been you got to move dirt, you got to move rocks, you got to dig holes, you got to plant trees, you got to get it, all these things that cannot be put off.
Yeah, every weekend.
The time is already filled before, by by Monday, the next weekend's already spoken for. The
Yeah.
weekend after that, it's already spoken for.
And people
And
want you to come
so-
see them and visit and hang
My
out. It's
next
like,
4 days are spoken for. Tomorrow after class, I'll be stopping by and digging up flowers. Then I'm going to come home, fill another bed full of flowers. This past weekend, I dug up more flowers. Wednesday, I'm going to go help a guy, show him how to, clip his goat's hooves. And then I'm going to go plant some flowers for my grandmother, go, take some time in the woods for a minute to be with myself, and then go look at getting some meat rabbits. And then Friday, I'm looking at a truck, and then Saturday, I'm probably going to be cleaning up outside.
What kind of truck?
Tundra, 2008 Toyota Tundra.
You'll do a lot of damage with that. Nice.
Yeah, I need a truck, just so I can stop on the side of the road and pick up bags of leaf cuttings and throw them into the pig pen. I mean that is creating mulch. Like, the only reason I didn't get rid of my pigs is because I figured they can make such a mess of all the organic material I put in their pen that it'll just become dirt by, fall, and then I can scoop
Grant,
it all out.
I'm honestly surprised you haven't cut a tote in half and just put both halves face up on the top of your car to just have was like a storage on top.
Hey, Grant, that's a cheaper option than buying a new truck.
Yeah, well, the thing I have now, it has a pretty roomy inside, so I've managed to fit quite a bit in it. Then Dad said no more dirt in his Suburban.
Oh, that's your dad's car that you've been driving around.
His like pet car project.
Sure, gotcha.
That's funny.
So yeah, I was also thinking like, man, obviously none of the things can wait. Like, work, commute if you got one, school if you do that, family time or like girlfriend time, whatever. Like if you had that movie Click, you remember?
Oh yeah,
has anyone seen that movie Click?
Yeah. I may go rewatch it now just because of that.
Just hit that pause button and just like go do the thing you want to do, right? Not that you want to like have less of like some other things, like obviously keep the family time, but sometimes you just like, I want to knock out more projects. I want to do this. I want to go climb that mountain, whatever. Like, for
me, it's honestly just pause it, and then just go work outside with the day not being dark.
I like how all of us would just like pause and just go do more work on another thing.
That's
stuff
exactly
that's like actual more fun.
So there was a book that we had read a while back, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically about being content and doing less. Needless elimination of hurry.
Yeah.
And the elimination.
What's that like?
That. Basically, it's like quit filling your time up. Just stop.
I don't know how to do that. I was born in a hurry.
Well, but like Sundays, we don't do anything. We take it, we rest, we do family like this. And so like this past Sunday, we went out to the creek and we took the dog out to the creek, me, my wife and my son. We went out there and we got Cahaba River that runs 5 minutes from the house. So we go down there and the dog, he loves it. He eats it up or drinks it up. But and then you come back and watch a movie and chill. That is, and it hurts because there's so many things that I need to be doing.
Yeah.
But making ourselves stop and just chill.
Yeah.
One day
it's more productive. You actually get more done.
It means that Saturdays I'm busting it.
Yeah. Well, you
sun
get
up
rest in.
till well past sundown.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
This Saturday I didn't. This Saturday I filmed my wife making strawberry jam and edited TikTok videos.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, so last weekend,
liking my stuff, even though I haven't posted anything.
I'm just sitting back.
It's just sitting there.
That was enough. Last weekend, I took 4 days off. So, man, like, anytime there was any, like, sit on the couch kind of time. I was just like, should be home, should be doing something. Got to be moving those rocks. I got to do this. I got to do that. This is not gonna be fun when I get home.
It's a homestead. There will always be something to do.
That's right.
You can't. There have been a few times where I think I can say we have successfully gotten pretty much everything in place, and then it's time to turn yourself to inside the house. And there's that much more stuff that's got to get done.
Yeah, it's funny that so I've got a video right now that I'd recorded this afternoon. I'm going to re-record it tomorrow because I didn't like the way it turned out. But there's on TikTok, it's a stitch that I did. But there's this guy on TikTok, and he's like big and muscular and all that. And he goes, "If you had 24 hours with me, what would we do?" And I'm like,
"Oh,
well, we can start here. Like I got all these
gonna be running fence post."
But like it is. I started going down this laundry list of things that I still got to do around the house, around the yard. It's like
if I had any able-bodied man for 24 hours straight, he would be fencing 17 acres with no rest.
So yeah.
Okay, so Grant would be a slave owner in a previous life.
I have
acreage and it needs fixing.
Are your family from the South?
Yeah. We're Alabama settlers in like 1815.
Yeah, it's in your blood. You can't help it.
Yeah. Plantation owners.
Not quite that, but
they were well compensated.
They ate food.
Oh gosh, we're getting in trouble now. So like, I asked a coworker last Monday, "Hey man, how's your weekend?" It was good. So like, what'd you do? Played video games. What like all weekend?
All weekend.
He's like, yeah. Well, he spent $5,000 on this new gaming PC that he built, and I know
that's a lot of money on a PC.
I can't play games anymore. I haven't been able to sit down, make the time, and play because I've logged 3,000 hours in a game of mine, a couple hundred and several others. I cannot sit down. It's like I get more satisfaction from getting up and going outside, or just watching TV, or just not. I can't. It's like I can't. I just can't play video games anymore.
When I was his age, like that was me. Like I would just sit and play like all weekend. 25. Yeah. I was starting to phase out of it at that point. It got to be like less and less. But man, in my early 20s, I just like put in the hours. Just wasted time.
I never did. I mean, like we had gaming consoles growing up, but like I never, as an adult, bought a gaming console. Like I never gamed, just never did. Like it never. I mean, like it was fun. Like I'd play every now and then with friends, but I was never good at it. So because I wasn't good at it, it wasn't fun. And I knew that I would get better if I played more, and then I would enjoy it. But it was one of those that I never went down that path. But I even had this conversation with my wife the other day when there was all these chores that we had to do around the house, and I thought, man, I kind of miss like renting.
Yeah, I had that same thought just the other day.
It's just because we lived in a townhome. There was no grass to cut. There was no yard to maintain. Yep. There was nothing to fix in the house. It was we got up on Saturday morning and watched TV, hung out, go for walks. Like we had nothing to do. And like there's a part of me that misses that. But at the same time, I like the independence, the pursuit of being more self-sufficient, self-reliant. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I'd trade that and give it up.
And that's kind of where I'm stuck being in school. It's not that I hate it. It's that I'm burnt out already. You know, I go there every day. First thing, 8 o'clock in the morning, we sit down for 2 hours straight. The teacher reads PowerPoints. I could read the PowerPoints to the class more better than he could.
You just need Zach Morrison
faster.
And not even faster, just lively. You know, build off of a sentence. You know, add to. I've started asking more questions because it's like the first day of class, I fell asleep. I'm like, I can't. I'm starting this all over again. Oh my gosh. And this is my third semester. I had fall semester, spring semester, now I'm summer semester, and it's mind numbing. I would rather, because it's like I'm stuck. I can't work because then I can't tuck anything away, so that I can use that and then go see the project. I can't go say we get my great grandmother's land. I can't buy a greenhouse and throw it up. Say we don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't buy a greenhouse and throw it up. It's got me kind of stuck where I'm doing it for this piece of paper. I'm not really learning anything. I can't learn from a shelf that I have about 30 books on in TikTok and YouTube. And it's just kind of, I feel like I'm just burnt out on it. It's just like I'm ready to be done with it.
How much money do you need to start like? Don't you want? Didn't you talk about wanting to like basically have like a plant nursery at one point?
Yeah, basically. I don't know. See, it's very easy for me to describe what I want. So we have a burgers vegetable. It's a vegetable market here in Cartersville, and then there is a landscape supply company here in Cartersville, and then if you go to Tennessee in Chattanooga, there's a nursery. That's the Barn Nursery. I essentially at some point want to build all three of those into one mega center, but I've got to start at home, and that's really start it in the backyard first, and then use that for personal use, and then turn that personal use and then capitalize off the personal use to then make it business use. And one of those farmer's friend tunnels, which is what I'm kind of set on, it's about $6,000 to get. I can throw it up. I don't do a deep till, and then I can find somebody who can come put mulch down, plant it full of pumpkins, and then smother out weeds, bring up, fertilize the soil, and then I can go next year, second year, I can plant produce.
Do you spray any of your stuff?
No. And that's one thing that's been on my mind is we've been having an issue with this guy he's always come and cut my grandmother's pasture. You can get about 18 bales of hay off her pasture. If you were to fertilize it. But my thing is there a regenerative way to maintain a pasture and get a high yield? If you fertilize it with chicken manure, you're going to get seeds and weeds that come up in it. So if you go through and spray that with 2,4-D, a broadleaf weed killer, was that worth it? It's trying to find that, farming and regenerative ag style. And I've been kind of going back and forth on this since I've kind of started. There's the happy medium of what do you do?
I saw this graph this guy posted on Twitter, and I've tried to find it again, and I can't find it. But he's getting using conventional row crops. He's able to get 2 harvests from out of one field. So like he did like the math or whatever, and I can see the chart in my head. It's like hand drawn. The first crop, whatever it is, let's say it's like soybeans. It takes a small hit getting like shit, I don't remember all the details, but he planted something on the shoulders of these things, and so like they each take like a 10 to 20% loss like overall, but he gets way more because he's able to get 2 crops out of a single field. And so like the one is a little bit lower growing, so like it's like shaded out, and then once it's harvested, the one like that got planted like underneath the one just shoots up because it gets more sunlight now. And yeah, he like planned out the whole thing. I really wish I could find it because I want to talk to that guy.
I just wouldn't be growing soybeans. But,
like modern agriculture like sucks and everything, but if you're gonna do it, like that's a pretty decent way to do it. Yeah. I think.
And I guess I'm probably just gonna have to be, spray it for 2 years, and then you essentially have no more weeds on the pasture. And I guess considering you're using it to get a yield of hay to feed your cows and your sheep and your goats, I guess it's just going to have to be something you deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Christopher, did you ever mention what it is that you would do if you had the extra time? Your extra 10 to 25% a week?
Secure coop.
Yeah, if I could. I would just nail it because there's so many things I want to do with secure coop, and I'm just trying to finish this core product, like my gosh, today in beta testing, yesterday in beta testing, and I came across a new one. Like, you're really? Am I never gonna get this thing finished? I was so mad. I was just like last night. I just couldn't get it going. But I mean, I have this vision and long-term direction. I'm pushing toward, and I'm gonna get there. But it's just taking me so much longer than I thought. But yeah, I mean, when I get into it and I really do it. It's just great to design and think through how this works with that one and this one doesn't work with that one. How can I do it less expensive but still reliable? It's just a blast. Even though this has been like the hardest thing it's been harder than having children. Like, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. But it is, even so, I've enjoyed every minute of, I've had frustration, but in the back of my head, I'm also really enjoying it. So I could do this nonstop. I just could do it around the clock. And so
still secure coop stuff.
Just to build that whole, like, anything electronic and programming together, that whole world is just fascinating. And building a product that people want, and and the whole, it's just fascinating. So I'll get there. Just a lot of it's learning curve. A lot of it's I'm hitting, like I uncovered a bug in the MySQL database. Like, who does that? But of course I had to find it. So
wait, hold up. You discovered a bug in MySQL?
Yes, and I did. And I reported it. And at first they didn't believe me. Like, oh, it's your configuration. Oh, really? Okay, here's my configuration. Oh, this. No, that's not the case. No, it's not the case. I kept at it and like, oh, yeah, we can repeat that same bug. We'll get back to you.
What does that mean?
So MySQL database is a really popular database server that most websites run on it, and so I'm running my SecureCube stuff on it, and I'm trying to do this thing, and I notice this problem. It's like, it's not working no matter what I do, and I report that issue to the software team,
the developers.
Yeah, and they said, oh yeah, we can actually replicate that issue. So it's like, like, why am I having to hit the kinds of things like that? Why can't I just like
what you're doing has never been done before or something,
right.
Or the way it's never been done, or I don't know.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Is there a product like yours already on the market?
Yeah, and I made, and so like they probably hired people who had been doing this kind of thing for a long time. This is my first go at it, so
yeah,
just inexperience is a lot of it. That's a lot of it, and getting experience now. So,
but it'll be a springboard for you to do other projects in the future to add on to it. Even if SecureCube doesn't work out, which it will, it's going to work out. But like, you would have that experience to. Yeah,
absolutely will. Yeah, I'm convinced of that. So that's why one reason I keep pushing at it, because it always, and the other thing is, it's always felt like it's only like a month from being done. Just the entire time. I'm like, okay, it's only gonna take about a month. I've been chasing this mysterious month for a long time.
Like 6 years.
Yeah.
Just quit sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, I could be just wasting time, and yeah, like you said, sleeping,
no,
social media.
No, we've been there.
Yeah.
Do you ever get into it like so much that you're like dreaming about your database or whatever?
No, not that.
I've been there.
Okay.
Been there.
Dude, I hate dreaming about work.
No.
Oh, it's awful.
But like,
somebody
I've done
brought
like
up a good point the other day. They said, no, I was going to say that they brought up a good point. Like, we look at our phones for like 12 hours, and who dreams about your phone? I've never had a dream of it with my phone in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
is kind of odd. Yeah.
You could probably read into that and make some sort of, profound statement, but
right.
That it's unnatural or something.
Maybe the brain, because you're looking at the screen, you're starting to think about what's in the screen, and you're starting to like the phone disappears. Maybe
we just don't need them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If I crack my screen again, I'm not getting a new one. It costs too much.
Famous last words. That'll last about a week.
No, I'll get that.
This new phone that I bought, I'm pretty happy with. It's pretty sweet. It does a ton of shit, and I like it.
What is it?
It's a Samsung S22 Ultra, so it's got like this fancy ass camera and all this shit.
Yeah, you have like a $1,600 phone.
No, it's second hand and last year's model, so it was like $600.
Well, that's good.
It shoots really good photos and videos.
I went to Best Buy today and pick
up a what?
I went to Best Buy.
A what?
Does he not know what Best Buy is? You Yankee.
You don't have Best Buy up there?
Are you being serious?
Dude, I haven't walked into a Best Buy in years.
Well,
you mean the Amazon? You mean the Amazon showcase?
Showroom. Amazon showroom.
Yeah. Not when Best Buy's got a sound bar on sale that's $80 off and it's cheaper at Amazon, and I can get it today and not wait 2 days.
Oh,
there you go.
But anyway, I was in Best Buy. They had
it's time suck.
The Samsung phones. Yeah. So like I picked up one of the Samsung phones. It was like a $1,200 phone. I'm like, well, that's a comparable phone to what I've got, because I've got an iPhone 14 Pro Max or whatever it is. But so like it seems like kind of the price point's the same.
Yep.
I pulled up. I thought like the screen on this thing was so vibrant. I don't know.
It's stupid, dude. I thought Apple gets their screens from Samsung.
They do, but it's not nearly as vibrant as that one was that I picked it up and it was like
probably like they
angelic,
sprinkled some magic dust on it, so you'll spend $2,000 on a phone.
Dude, and that S, if it's the one I'm thinking of, the S23 Ultra, whatever, that's a 200 megapixel camera. I actually I don't shoot, so like mine's like 100 and whatever. I actually don't shoot at that because it's too good. And it's like it makes the videos look weird, and like the processing takes too long.
Oh, I watched the video.
And then think of the
Huge
storage space that it takes up.
Dude. I took that actually is the reason why I had to upgrade. This is what we're well beyond whatever time suck. I don't know. This was kind of a time suck for me. This sucked, and it took time. I was taking photos with this new phone, and it was like, so the internal storage is one thing, but on my old phone, I had a Pixel, and so like through Pixel phones and like through Google, if you just did like kind of their whatever compression, you had like unlimited storage. Like the photos and videos were not affecting your Google storage, but as soon as I got the Samsung phone, I started taking pictures. It was like, you're out of space. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm like trying to figure out how to like get rid of all this junk, like deleting this and deleting that. And like the next day, not right now, Grant. And so I just kept trying to like get more like Google storage, and then finally I just had to bite the bullet and like spend the $199 a month or whatever to get an extra 100 gigabytes, so I could stop getting warnings from taking all these videos and pictures and shit. Right. Stupid.
So you could get like a 2 terabyte SD card and put it in your phone if you have a Samsung.
Again, it's not internal memory that's the problem. It's cloud storage.
Oh, I see. Okay, I missed that point.
Cloud storage.
Cloud storage, not. I ended up
phone storage, cloud storage.
I ended up with.
We're pointing, by the way, for people on the audio.
Yeah.
Phone down, cloud up.
Well, so and when we got our new phones last year, and I just went ahead and bought the biggest one, like iPhone. Apple came out with the 1 terabyte iPhones.
That's nuts.
Hold on. Let's out of the 1 terabyte of storage.
He's used 567.
590. No. I'm sorry, 590 is available. So 500, 400. And
I got the 250 whatever, and I've already had to clear my phone once since I got it a couple months ago.
Wow.
But like, I looked at this and I'm like, I shoot videos for like, I use a lot of storage for videos, for creating these TikTok videos and Instagram videos. And so like I need the storage space because I had 128 gig before.
Woo.
And like I was constantly having to delete stuff. And so like there's been times when I've had to go back and like, oh, I shot that video 6 months ago and I want to use some of that video for B-roll. And this video, oh wait, I had to delete it because I was out of storage space. So it's a business expense.
Yeah, sure.
My iPhone has
What are you showing us?
45 gig used out of 64.
Jeez. Dude, so I was editing a video for those snakes that I was capturing and like letting go, and I edited it, and like there was I had like an old company brand on my jacket, so I was like I didn't have the patience to like cut it out, so I was just almost gonna leave it as like a 5-minute video, but that's too long, and I never finished it. But then I had to clear my storage, and by the time I came back to it, it was like all that work was like gone. So all the stuff about the snakes is just that's gone.
Yeah,
so.
And that like that was one of those things that just was a deciding factor in why I got the 1 terabyte was because I needed to be able to go back and find footage.
But again, you can write that off as a business expense.
Yep.
If you do that with your farm stuff.
I mean, I got my TikToks all run up underneath the business, but
nice.
But like even like CapCut, for example. So I record all these videos, so it takes up that storage space, and then I import it into CapCut. Well, CapCut has its own storage, like so, like it's basically doubling up.
Cloud.
Is it?
I thought if for a CapCut account, like if you have like the Pro or whatever, you get storage, the cloud storage. No,
I don't.
I'm surprised you don't.
Why would I don't have to pay for it. I get it does what I need for free, so why pay for it?
Sure. Yeah.
Apparently, cloud storage.
I got a terabyte.
Anyways.
yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap up here. What else you guys got? Otherwise, we're gonna close out.
I would just say that if you think you're spending way too much time not doing productive things, to put something in your life that is enjoyable, like I'm doing Secure Coop, that even though it's taken just massive too long to finish, it's still a blessing and fun. It's productive, and just have and check your testosterone because it does help.
If I went to the doctor, I probably would. Yeah.
I would say do it before it becomes a bigger time suck. You know, don't put something off until it's so much that it's an even bigger time suck than it would have been. For me, most of my time right now, this past couple of weeks, has been going into building new beds, filling those beds because I've been given flowers. Each one of my raised beds holds about, $500 worth of plant material in each one. And I've got about 47 that are technically full of plant material. So, it may be a time suck for me now where I'm kind of grinding, barely just hustling enough to keep my savings at level from where it was a year ago. But the way I see it is it's inventory for when I can move product or when I can sell. Or if it's daylilies, well, I can eat those. If it's hostas, I can eat those. You can eat canna lilies as well.
Learn to say no.
It is hard to say no when you're.
That's my advice to like people. But that I'm just saying that would be mine. Is just to learn to say no. Like, time sucks. Figure out when it's good to say no.
We get 168 in a week. That's how many hours we get in every week. That's all we get.
Yep.
I
think we did a podcast on that once about saying no, right?
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. I try to say no to Matt about once a month.
but you keep coming back.
All
All
right. Like a drug.
Christopher.
Yep. So securecoop.com. I'm working on a coop door opener with phone notifications if I can ever finish the darn thing. And
Just
it
one
is
more
going
month.
to be what's that?
One more month.
One more month. That's it. Yeah. So it is a coop door opener phone notifications. I work for a Fortune 50 financial company and work with billions of dollars
The FBI.
Transactions go through our servers, and I've taken those same techniques and I'm applying them down to the coop level, monitoring and redundancy and reliability. And
So you
I
work
got
for the IRS.
So I got a guarantee on the on the
deny
part that if there's ever an issue like a failure that causes you to lose your flock, I will replace your entire flock. That's the guarantee that I put on. So get on the website, securecoop.com.
Up to 20 birds.
Yeah, up to 20 birds. There's a coupon, and if you get on the mailing list, there's also a coupon. You can combine that together, and that will be informing you when we're finally able to start selling. So.
Yes. Awesome.
Sure.
Jeremy.
Do we like donuts? TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube.
And the YouTube. I will add that. Sorry.
Or you could even put it. You could replace Twitter with YouTube. But I know you.
You got
you're
it.
a Twitter. I know you're a Twitter fanboy. Prepping, homesteading, chickens, whatever I feel like putting out there.
There. Fixed it. All right. Grant is too busy.
I mean, I could take the time. I don't know what I would even make TikToks of anymore.
I've told you what to make TikToks of.
What?
Dude, you took so many pictures and videos from all of your. You could just people don't care that it's old. They don't care.
Yeah.
Just
I'll repurpose
repost
videos.
pictures
Just
I've already
whatever.
repurposed.
All right. Well, let's talk about it after.
New stuff. Whatever. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And I am Matt of FarmHopLife. Check us out. FarmHopLife.com. Podcast of interviews, this men's forum, farm tours, farm interviews. Which, by the way, I need to ask everybody again to please. No, wrong button. Check out this video and leave a comment. I'm not going to play it here, obviously. That'd be stupid. But just go watch this video. I worked really hard on it, and I need to make. Well, that played. That was weird. What was the saying? I don't know. Go watch it. Leave a comment. Make it better. Thanks. I need to improve it. So, catch that. Thank you. Next week. I don't know. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for the opportunity.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.